Good morning there. This is Larry Edelson with my Global Wealth Report video update for Thursday, March 11th. A lot starting to happen in these markets here. As I indicated last week, we're starting to see some trend reversals and trend breakouts. In particular in stocks, as I also noted last week, we're coming very close to a major bottom in the stock market. It may have already been seen yesterday with the 379-point gain in the Dow. We could be close to a multi-month rally in the Dow. It may turn out to be the bottom of this bear market. Then again, it may turn out to be just a temporary bottom. Either way, we're on the verge of a multi-month rally in stocks, which could actually see the Dow pull back up to as high as 10,000. So keep your eyes on the stock market. The news is certainly very, very bearish on stocks, but remember, bottoms don't form when the news is very positive. Bottoms tend to form when the news is very bearish, and it seems like it can't get any uglier. Exactly the opposite of how important tops form. If you recall the top in 2000 and previous important tops in the stock market, everything looked like blue skies forever. Nothing could go wrong. That's when important tops occur, and conversely, important bottoms form when things seem like they can't get any worse. So I'm watching the stock market very closely. I'm getting confirming signals. If I get additional confirming signals, I will be recommending some aggressive long positions, primarily in natural resources, in my real wealth report. Gold, on the other hand, is weakening a bit. It's still holding important support at 891 on the April futures contract, about 888 on spot or physical gold. As long as that level holds, we're in store for another sharp rally in gold. So that's another market I'm watching very closely. Importantly, as I've mentioned in previous video updates, oil looks like it's bottoming. And in the last couple of days, oil has traded as high as $50. There's a lot of resistance at $50, but oil, both from my cyclical models and my timing signals, looks like it has made a very important bottom. That's a good sign. And if you think about it, let me tell you why. If oil's bottomed, that's probably a prelude to some economic rebound that might be occurring. So oil tends to be a leading indicator, and if it's telling us that demand for energy is going to tick up here, that's obviously a good sign for the economy. And it also could be a spark behind a rally in stocks. I mean, stock market at this point, whereas previously it was worried about high oil prices when oil was trading $140 or so, right now I think the oil needs a little whiff of inflation and signs of life, and oil is certainly starting to give us that. Some of the other natural resource markets, which are also leading indicators for the economy, we're seeing some decent moves to the upside in grains. We're seeing the beginnings of a decent rally in copper, which is an extremely sensitive economic indicator. Copper obviously being tied to a lot of industry, especially the real estate industry. Another important market where I'm starting to see some very important developments, the dollar. The dollar looks to me on my technical and cyclical studies that it is topping here, that its recent rally is running out of steam, and we could soon begin another leg down in the dollar. That would be good for inflation. That would be good for the economy. That would also be good for stocks, and it would also be good for gold, oil, and natural resources. So the dollar is another critical factor here. Again, as in my one of my previous video emails, I urge you not to get too emotional or too caught up in the news that's coming out. It's all bearish. It's all ugly. It's all being exaggerated, in my opinion, not to underestimate the damage to the economy or the pain that a lot of people are experiencing. But just keep in mind that you're not going to make any money trading off the news. That's for sure. And everything you hear in the news isn't always accurate. You know, for instance, we're hearing a lot of facts come out in the media saying, well, this is the worst ever. This is the worst since the Great Depression. But if you look a little bit further, some of the numbers they're giving you only go back to 1980, 1974, 1954, yet they're making these factoids sound if they're the worst in 5,000 years. When in reality, it's the worst in recorded history, which may only be 20 or 25 years long. So when you hear news coming out that's so negative, listen to it, but do your own research. And certainly never make major investment decisions of any kind off of the news. Till next week, this is Larry. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.